process of learning. Because while you begin to go, I pledge allegiance, we do that in America, to the flag. Right. Not to the country, just to the flag. They teach us to do such silly stuff in America in school. They probably don't do that kind of stuff here. We hid under our desks from atomic bombs. Who thought that up? Like that's really going to work. We don't chew gum in front of Richard. It makes him crazy. Sorry about that. Anyway, now while you guys relax, let's see, I've got an empty chair. What the hell am I going to do with this chair? What you doing, dear? What's your name?
Anita.
Anita, would you mind coming up here, Anita? It's okay, go ahead, sit down. It's all right. Just relax, that's all right. Nothing unusual is about to happen any second now. That's right, just relax a little bit. You guys are a little too tense after being around for so long. You should, if you know, after being on planet Earth more than 10 years, something inside your mind should go, is it really worth worrying about? You know, tomorrow it's just gonna be another thing. They're gonna blow up the tube again, you know. You know, just think of what, I come from America. Look who we've had. It's the last few presidents. I mean, it all went downhill. Then we went Richard Nixon, right? And then there was Lyndon Johnson. This is, you know, this guy put 400,000 people in Vietnam. That would double the population of the country. Just ridiculous stuff. And I mean, there was big war protests and people were, you know, having free speech movements, you know, like speech was in jail or something. Crazy stuff. And then it started getting weirder and weirder. And I liked Reagan. Reagan was kind of fun because he couldn't remember from one minute to the next what was going on. I thought that's a good thing for a president. You know, he would go, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. What wall? That's right. Let your hand go down. Loose, drop. All the way. There you go. Sleep. That's right. All the way down. Now just let it go. Too many thoughts inside that mind. There you go, just really. Now, the other thing which creates really deep states is something called cranial osteopathy. Now, I don't really do cranial osteopathy. I just noticed when they did it, people went into powerful altered states. It has to do with pacing the fluids underneath the brain at about, they pulsate at about 8 beats a minute. And if you pace them, just like if you pace somebody's breathing, if you put your hand on their chest and when they breathe out, you move your hand up a little bit, and when they breathe in, you move in a little bit. Then pretty soon you can move it out a little bit further and in a little bit further, and they'll begin to really relax. That's right, all the way down. That's right. There you go. Let your head go forward. Let it go forward. Just let go. There you go. That's right. Let your mind go. You don't need it right now. Because what we want to do is to find some of the things that you can do in altered states which will help you to make changes that could stay with you for the rest of your life. How you doing, kiddo?
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. I have a question for you. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, good. I want to ask you, is there anything in your life that you think maybe you take too seriously?
Yeah.
Yes? What was it? Oops, Richard snuck up on him when he wasn't looking. Zoop. Well, I told him to. What do you expect? You know, it's just going to happen that way. Okay. All the way up now. Come on. How you doing?
All right.
You're doing okay? Let me ask you this. Is there things you take too seriously?
Mm-hmm.
They get on your nerves. Are you married?
Partly.
Partly? What is it? You can never get straight answers from women these days. My wife wouldn't even answer that question. You know, I go, are we married? And she'd go, sometimes. She'd go, sometimes you do what I say, and other times I think, well, So partly, huh? Okay. So I mean, do you like live with somebody and share the same house? So
No,
you don't.
just moving out from somebody.
Oh, okay. Kicked him to the curb. Huh? Well, that's okay. You know, just think how many. You know that there's something like 7.5 billion men wandering around loose on the planet. There's got to be a good one out there somewhere. That's what my wife told me. Can you imagine having to put up with me every day? You know, she just didn't pay any attention to me. She would just go, "Excuse me, I need some money." And I'd go, "What's it for?" And she goes, "What do you care?" And I go, "Well, maybe I don't." And she goes, "Then just shut up." You know. She goes, "Go play with your clients." But anyway, so I mean, do you like to have bouts where you have bad feelings? You know, because I know people do that. They get like too much time on their hands, and they go, "What could I feel bad about?" And then they start feeling bad about it, and that's really important, you know, because otherwise, you know, you might enjoy life. Yeah. So you know that silly feeling you had. You remember that? Okay. Now think about the things you feel bad about.
Can't think of any now. They've gone.
Please.
They've gone. Can't think of anything.
Just one, please. I try so hard, you know. Tim and I had spent 40 years trying to come up with a technique to help you, but I guess I'm just stuck, you know. Anyway, sleep. Hi, how you doing there?
Yeah, good.
Good, good. So you got an idea how to do an nonverbal induction now? Now that you've seen it up close and in person, those are great earrings.
Thank you.
I like want to climb up them or something. Get up those earrings. So if you were going to put somebody into deep trance and they were just looking at you and they looked at you and suddenly they went, that's right, close your eyes now. Ooh. Let's see, we're heading towards the first hour. We only have a 99 left. How you doing, dear? Feel okay?
Yeah. I feel a bit spaced out.
A bit spaced out. So, but you're much more alert than everybody else here. I noticed that. So tell me, what kinds of things do you worry about? Do you got worries and problems and stuff that you sit around and just feel bad by yourself and stuff?
Yeah.
That stuff's really important, isn't it? Because if you didn't worry about it, the world would come apart at the molecules.
Well, I know it would. I don't feel it would. I mean, I feel it would.
What are you looking at up there? What the hell's up there? Is that what you worry about, that thing up there? Oh, okay. Well, so can you think about what you feel bad about? Do you feel bad about it now?
No, I can't.
You know what a psychologist would call this? Resistance. Aha, what are you avoiding? That's what they would ask you. What are you avoiding? You're avoiding the pain in your life. Don't you know that you have to feel the pain fully and immerse yourself in the pain so that you could grow and change as a person? Why, the last psychologist that came to me, I whacked with a 2x4 to help him change. I know somebody in this audience wrote me a note, said, "Quit picking on psychologists." Excuse me, that's how I make my living. You know, I walked into mental hospitals and I walked out with patients, not with the staff. There was a schizophrenic who thought he was John the Baptist. That's a really bad choice if you're working with Richard. I'm the one that nailed Jesus Christ to the cross. So, and you guys, I don't know if maybe you're, you know, for some of you who haven't read about John the Baptist, they chopped his head off, you know, and just as a gift to the guy's wife, he goes, "What do you want for your birthday?" And she goes, "Oh, give me the head of John the Baptist." Loads of fun. And so he goes, "Oh, no problem." And they chopped his thing. So when the guy told me, he said, I said, you know, I was in the hallway and I came by and he goes, "Let me baptize you." And I said, no, thanks. I said, been there, done that. And I said, who the hell are you? And he goes, I'm John the Baptist. And I said, people have been axing about you. Get that little twinge, you know. And I said, wait here, I have something in the car for you. And I just happened to have a fire axe about 4 feet long, and I came in with the fire axe, and I said, heads up. Sleep. Hi. How you doing? There's a little lag in here. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So how you doing?
I feel more relaxed. I had a pain, a prolonged pain in the shoulder and the neck. And
well, that's not
seems more
good. You have a
relaxed now.
prolonged pain, so it's overdue to leave, huh? Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. And just sit down. Let me take care of this, okay? I don't like pains in the neck. Okay, so it starts down here. Okay, close your eyes. Now, you know what an ice cube is? I want you to just imagine there's a little ice cube right here. Because if there was an ice cube here and somebody took the ice and spread it over here, it would start to get so cold that your mind would focus on the temperature and you'd forget about the pain. The thing about pain is that it's a message from your unconscious that says you need to do something about it. And once it's been done, then it's time to stop. And the only reason it doesn't is because there's inflammation. And the inflammation becomes irritated. But when the tissue softens and softens and softens, it begins to go away. Now I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to put it right over your heart, right like this again. And I'm going to rub it, and I rub it, and I want you to soften it and take a deep breath in. That's right. Let it all the way out. That's right. Now take another breath in. That's right. And I want you to just go all the way down. That's right. Because I want your unconscious, just drop this. There we go. Go deep enough that your unconscious can go inside the old control room in your mind and say enough is enough. Because if you have pains and you have worries and you have regrets, no matter what caused them, it's not important. What's important is that you begin to heal them. So you begin to heal the things in your life. We've all been through struggles. We've all had stuff happen to me. You know, I was in a car wreck. Actually, I hit a car with a motorcycle. Not a good plan. And when I did, I woke up. I had terrible pain. And the doctor came to me and he goes, geez, that must really hurt. And at the moment he said it, it did. But I thought, what an asshole. Oops, I'm not supposed to say that on TV. So I didn't say the word asshole. Forget about it. Because I know that right now, your unconscious knows that if I lift up this hand, and I tell you, I'm going to take this finger here, these two fingers, and I'm going to squeeze them, and I'm going to squeeze these, that just for a second, everything disappears. And I'm going to take your hands now, and I'm just going to put some energy down your arms. And I want you to soften all the tissue in your shoulders and your back, and just let it go. And say to yourself the magic words, fuck it, and just forget it. That's right. And let it go. Soften here, soften there, and just forget about it. Whatever happened in the past, the best thing about it is that it's over. Now, your unconscious can answer yes by lifting that finger up, okay? And I'm going to lift this arm up. I want you to hold it there for a second, and I'm going to ask your unconscious, does it understand me? No, unconscious, that's a conscious answer. I know you consciously understand. Let your unconscious mind answer me. A full unconscious response. That's right. There it comes. All the way now. That's right. Find the little neurons there. Flick the finger, a little twitch here, a little movement there. That's right. That's right. All the way up now. That's right. Now, I want to ask your unconscious, that's okay, if it would be willing to go inside, soften the tissue, and turn off those things that are signals that are no longer useful. At the time that this started, there was a good reason for it. But the reason is gone, so now it's time to focus your attention on something important, like the feeling in the bottom of your feet. Your consciousness can only absorb a certain amount, and if you have little pains here and pains there, and you pay too much attention to them, it'll only amplify them. So I want your unconscious to go to your big toe and amplify the feeling in your big toe. And then amplify some good feeling from your past, a time when you really were determined and strong and did something wonderful. There's probably lots of them. And take that feeling and double it. And in the instance between your toe and your good feeling, there's a space where everything releases. And when your unconscious is ready to take responsibility for making this pain go away, it can tell me yes. And it knows how to tell me now. That's right. Let that hand go down at the rate and speed that your unconscious makes all the necessary adjustments. Zzz. Hey, hey, how you doing? You feel okay?
Fine, thank you.
Fine. Yeah. How about you? Do you worry about stuff?
Yeah, I suppose so, quite a lot.
You suppose so?
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you think of something that you sit around and worry about that probably you shouldn't?
Get an assignment done.
I beg your pardon?
Get an assignment done.
So you have an assignment you need to get done, and rather than doing it, you worry about it.
And I'm doing it, but I worry about if it's going to come out well enough.
And when you worry, do you worry with a voice or with pictures?
Probably a voice.
Probably a voice?
Too much wine, maybe.
What?
Too much wine, maybe.
Too much whining, maybe? Oh, okay. Here. All right, now, I tell you what I want you to do is I want you to think about a time where you just did something. Did you ever see a guy and you went, I want that guy?
Mm-hmm.
And did you just walk over to him?
No, I nearly fainted.
Think of another guy. Think of one you just walked up to and said hello. No hesitation. Did you ever see a car you wanted? Did you ever see a dress and you went, that's the right dress?
Yeah, yeah.
Put the guy in the dress. Then you can have both. Now, when you saw the dress, you didn't hesitate. You went, that's perfect for me. And you just went and got it, right? Now, you know that feeling? Close your eyes for a minute and pay attention to that feeling. Let it spin round and round and round in you till it builds up, till it almost flows through every pore in your body. Down, curl your toes back and just brace that feeling. Let it spin inside you. More and more bold. That's right. Because in a moment, your hand is going to touch your forehead. And when you do, this feeling is going to seep inside your mind so that every assignment and any other guy you want, you're no longer going to be able to hesitate because that feeling will become the dominant, overwhelming, driving force in your brain now. Yeah! How does that feel?
It feels good.
Great. Close your eyes. That's right. Now, I'd like to thank all of you. You've been very cooperative. And so I want to leave you with a little present. Because I hope that all of you realize that what you're seeing here is just a demonstration that shows you can turn anything into a hypnotic induction. I handed somebody a bolt once. That's the thing that goes on the end of a screw. And it fell out of the ceiling fan. When I don't know why, the ceiling fan was going around, and I was talking to this guy. And he was a psychiatrist. And he was explaining to me how he'd actually used hypnosis with a couple of his clients, but that he found it very difficult to do with most people. And in fact, he had been to Hilgard's lab in Stanford and taken the test. Now, by the way, the test that the people at Hilgard's lab used was, and this was a long time ago, they put a little tape recorder with 2 5-inch reels on the chair in front of you. And it had a hypnotic induction, which sounded much like this. I want you to see an escalator and go down, down, down the escalator. Down, 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 down. Then you'd see an elevator and go down, down, down the elevator. Then you saw another escalator and you went down, down, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. In fact, there was not even that much voice inflection because they believed you had to be monotone. Otherwise, people would not go into a trance. The truth is, human beings are very responsive. They giggle at the touch of a finger. I don't find that people are that resistant. I find that silly things are what get people to do better. When you take your good feelings and you make your good feelings better, such that they begin to fill your whole life, then all the problems and the worries seem to disappear, and you get on with things. And giggling can spread from one person to the next person. That fast. And then it spreads on to the next person, and they start giggling. And even the next person starts giggling. And then even the last person starts giggling. Oops, damn, I forgot about something. Seriously now. Now, I'm going to count to 3, and when I do, I want you to don't just come out of trance, but first you have to go in. What was that? It's an etheric trance. Because in a moment when I count to 3, you're going to come out of trance, only this time you're really going to come out. Because the truth is most people, most of the time, are half in and half out. Really, what I do is take the half that's in and get rid of the half that's out, and then they're deeper than they were. That's my theory. But I'm not a theoretician, I'm a modeler. All I've really done is look at the things that have worked and try to distill from them what they have in common. Spiegel's technique had nothing to do with the eyes. It had to do with the fact that he had people doing something they don't normally do. When I tell somebody to pay attention to the outside of their face and to move their consciousness around like this, it's not something that they've done. So therefore, in order to do it, they have to alter their state of consciousness. And I know that you can begin to make these kinds of things up. You'll begin to notice them everywhere. It's very, very simple. It's a simple set of principles. And the deeper you can go, the deeper you can take others. And the more you can wake up, the more you can wake up others. 1, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. 2, almost ready to wake up and giggle. 3, beep. Hi. So I'd like to thank you very much. Big hand. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're not leaving yet. So how do you feel?
Much released.
Much released.
Yeah, lighter.
Lighter.
Yeah.
How about the pain? Toe hurts, huh?
When I'm not, the pain, is all around the neck. And
Is it there now?
no,
Do you want it back?
no.
Well, the next time the pain comes, I want you to just look at that toe, and it will disappear. You know why?
Why?
Because I believe in magic.
I believe that too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, 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 well. I hope this gives you an idea. I know in the course of the time you've been here that a lot of the ideas that I present to people seem somewhat new. I am not a psychologist. I've been accused of it a couple of times, but when people say, are you a psychologist? I go, step outside. And usually I can convince them I'm not. But if they want to believe that pain is the doorway to feeling better, that seems to me ludicrous. And if your past caused the future, then you wouldn't be able to change it, so going to therapy would be ridiculous. Hypnosis has, for over 2,000 years, been used to do things. I mean, everybody from faith healers, excuse me, but they're using hypnotic techniques, I know them. And it doesn't matter to me whether they say God makes it happen, the universe makes it happen, your neurology makes it happen. I'm not a theoretician, I don't have to know why. I believe that if you have strong beliefs, whether they're religious beliefs or your belief in human beings, it doesn't matter to me as long as they're strong. your strong beliefs, if they include the idea that people can have happy and fruitful lives and get rid of old pains. I know that recently I have people write me questions down and give them to me. And one of them told me that their friend had lost an arm. And when he lost that arm, the doctors gave him morphine because he had phantom limb pain. Now, I asked him, I said, does he give you the shot in the arm that is there or the one that's not there? And he looked at me like I was crazy. And he said, well, of course, he gives it to him in the arm that is there. And I said, well, how do the drugs get from the arm that is there to the arm that's not there to make the pain go away? And he looked at me like, what's the matter with you? But I think when I look at a doctor giving